What about the cannabinoids and cerebral palsy? I got this question via DM, so I'll answer it, though it is easier when you leave comments. The DM system on TikTok is terrible. But for cerebral palsy, the data on cannabinoids is weak, but the anecdotal evidence is strong. I'm Lex Pelger. I do canna education for CV Sciences, the makers of Plus CBD, who has many cannabinoid products, including CBD and THC. So cerebral palsy is a group of motor conditions, and it comes from usually prenatal damage of some kind to the cerebrum, which is a motor control center. And so it presents in a lot of different ways, but usually it involves motor coordination problems. This is a systematic review that came out last year, and it covers the only 4 known studies on this, which is a abysmally small number for such an important topic. And 2 of those studies found no help from the cannabinoids, and one of them did find that it helped with spasticity. One of the problems with these studies is usually they're only looking at spasticity, and they only use a very narrow, specific regimen of cannabinoids. This study on CBD and cerebral palsy only came out a couple months ago, and I think it's more helpful because it's more real world. It is patients and their caregivers talking about how CBD helps for them. And usually it's the kids who are in the worst situations who are using CBD. You can imagine that their caretakers are more willing to try anything. And the ones who are using CBD said they perceived to be most effective for improving emotional health, spasticity, and pain. So these are the caregivers themselves saying that CBD worked for their kids. Then you have the journalism and the online commentary on the subject. And it is so easy for any journalist on the subject to find someone with cerebral palsy where cannabis made a huge difference to their life. This is an article from Cannabis Health News out of the UK. And then in a great piece of activism, this guy from Michigan decided he was going to ride his wheelchair all the way to Washington, D.C. to spread awareness about what a big difference cannabis made in his dealing with cerebral palsy. That's the kind of dedication it shows. This must be making a difference. The last thing I want to say is that cerebral palsy manifests in many different ways. And even if the cannabinoids aren't helping with the spasticity specifically, they are proven to help with a number of these other things that are going on. So I do think that there could be a special combination of THC and CBD that is worth trying for these kids. It's not going to work for everybody, but you might find one that is non-intoxicating enough and easy enough on the system that it makes a big difference in their life. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to me.